Joining us now, House Oversight Chairman, Congressman James Comer. Congressman, it's good to see you again. Okay, so you're basically telling Hunter Biden, put up or shut up, because you invited Hunter Biden and his business associates, Tony Bobulinski, including Devon Archer, to come testify publicly on March 20th for the impeachment inquiry against President Biden. This is what Hunter Biden's been demanding, a public hearing. The question is he going to show up? The other thing, too, is you guys are getting a lot of pushback because people are saying, you know, where's the smoking gun? The president directly profited and wasn't, you know, getting money directly from this, that the impeachment hearings are failing. What do you say to all that criticism?
No, I think this investigation has been a huge success. Look, we've proven that the Bidens have taken in $30 million from our enemies around the world. Both Hunter Biden and Jim Biden had an opportunity in several hours of interviews and depositions to explain exactly what they did to earn the $30 million. But we never got a clear answer. The fact that the president said initially he had never met any of these people who sent his family money while he was running for president. After our investigation, we've proven he's met with just about every single one of them. And many of them he had dinner with, he shook hands with, he spoke on the phone with often. But when we had the deposition and the interviews with both Jim and Hunter Biden, there were some discrepancies in what they said versus what some of their business partners at the time said. So we want to bring everyone in, let the American people see in a transparent manner, because this is very concerning. We have proven that the Bidens were influence peddling. We have proven that Joe Biden has lied about his family's influence peddling scheme. We have proven that Joe Biden took in at least $250,000 as a result of his family's influence peddling scheme. So I think we've been very successful in providing the American people the truth about the extent to the influence peddling schemes and the crimes that the Biden family's committed. You're
dealing with somebody who's been in D.C. since 1973, 74. He knows how to push the levers of power behind the scenes. It is not normal to have anybody sitting in the White House with having any family member anywhere near, you know, selling their office. It's just not right. The American people know it, especially the families of men and women who go to fight for our nation overseas. Don't want to feel like they're putting their lives on the line for a president who's making a buck off the chair he's sitting in. So the other story, too, is the due date for the Justice Department to turn over the transcript of Special Counsel Robert Hur's interview with President Biden, where Hur reported the president is so cognitively impaired he can't stand trial for his mishandling of U.S. secrets. Has the DOJ responded to your teams and the other committee subpoenas for this?
No, and that's due today. We figure they'll probably respond at some point during the State of the Union address to try to drown it out with the press. But what we want to know from the Hur report is which documents the president mishandled, specifically which documents within Ukraine and Russia, because the president's family has taken in millions and millions of dollars from Ukraine, Russia, and China. And we want to know if part of the documents that President Biden mishandled pertain to those countries, and were his family members involved in trying to profit off of Joe Biden's mishandling of the classified documents. So this is a very important request that we have of the Department of Justice. It's very important to our investigation. And the fact that the Hur report was so damaging proves that we need to have access to this.
Yeah, and what's happening is they're basically have been obstructing the House impeachment inquiry right and left. So NBC is reporting, let's move on to this. NBC reporting big money Democrat donors are sounding the alarm about that boycott vote against Biden spreading, people voting uncommitted. More and more states, it's coming out of Michigan and it's going into swing states like Massachusetts and Minnesota. You know, Democrat strategist James Carville, in a new op-ed, says he's afraid of a return of the 1968 Chicago Democrat Convention riots. Democrats are going to hold their convention in Chicago. That's the op-ed from James Carville. Congressman, Chairman, we'd like you to to take a listen to this, get your reaction to this from Democrat strategist James Carville. Watch.
The problem, of course, with Biden, and we all know what it is he's got a huge issue to overcome in terms of his age. This is a big obstacle that they're faced with, and they have to deal with it.
So it's that. It's also his age is going to be in full, you know, display tonight. The issues at the State of the Union. Bernie Sanders warning about his age. David Axelrod. Hillary Clinton warning about his age. Paul Bacala and James Carville. What are you expecting tonight, sir, when it comes to that?
Well, the bar is so low for Joe Biden. All he has to do is somehow mumble his speech, and it's going to be considered a success by the mainstream media. I believe his biggest problems are his policies and the fact that he's lied to the American people about his knowledge of and participation in his family's influence peddling scheme. So Joe Biden's got a huge problem. The problem the Democrats have, quite frankly, Liz, is he's their best candidate.
Got it.
So their best candidate is flawed. And I think that this is going to be a good election this November for the Republicans. Republicans are motivated. We're going to turn out, and we're going to try to drain this swamp.
Well, it's about to turn out. Chairman Comer, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's good to see you.